Hi there. In this quick video I'm going to attempt to repair this car USB charger and this weather station sensor. Hopefully we can fix both of them, if not at least this one. This might be a bit more problematic, but we will see. So let's get to it. Yeah, so this thing is not such a big deal. This is steel, and solder doesn't really like to stay on steel. When steel starts to rust, it has the tendency to come out. So I need to clean it in this area, put this back in the holes, and resolder it. And anyway, they did a really poor job to begin with, so yeah, I might have a chance or few to fix this. And as you can see, this thing is not just simple, this is extremely simple. It has just a few connections to give voltage to this board right here, a few resistors on that board, and here we have a coil, two caps, a few SMD components, resistors, capacitors, whatnot, and a single chip that does all the hard work. So yeah, and as you can see here, I think it's a bodge job on that resistor. Probably it wasn't properly soldered and they fixed it by hand. So yeah, not happy with the yeah, another resistor barely hanging on in there. So I wouldn't really trust this thing to stay plugged in when I'm not in the car. So yeah, cheaply made, really cheaply made. And they say it gives a maximum of 5 total amps, 5.1. I don't trust that at all. But yeah, whatever, let's see what we can do. Soldering done, fixed also some connections in here. They were really bad, but I don't like this thing at all. So most likely this will be never used in my car again. Let's try and put it back together, and yeah, that's the end of it. Come on, it's just going to stay as a backup, a really crappy backup, but backup nonetheless. Are you not even going in? Oh Jesus. This is not a happy camper. Something is not going in. Let's try this the other way around. Who knows? Who actually knows what the problem is with this thing? The USB ports are all at an angle, so I don't know. Yeah, in here it just does not like this USB port. I'm wondering now how it was initially put together, if it will just not work now. Let me try again. After some careful adjusting, yeah, it works and it seems to stay in place. I'm not even going to bother to put some glue on it. It seems to be fairly in here, so yeah, that's about it. Fixed, but useless. This not useless, I hope. So let's open it up in high speed because it has a few screws all around. So I think I have this for at least 10 years. So in all honesty, it has sort of kind of done its job. I cannot complain. Thing is, it doesn't seem to be properly sealed. It has a seal somehow. Is it a seal? Yeah, it does have a seal somewhere around here. Somehow that is normal because we have here the humidity sensor and temperature sensor right here, so they do need to be outside of the sealed area. But yeah, there is no rubber exactly where they go through the wall. It's just a bit of rubber from this all around seal on top of them, so yeah. Also this kind of sealed, but not 100%. Anyway, and this I have no clue what it is. It's not a button. Maybe there was a version with a button and they just made the plastic plug. Whatever. The idea is that this does not turn on anymore when you plug in a battery. So I'm guessing that some water made its way behind this thing. Yeah, and to our display. The annoying part is that I also have obviously the internal unit that is still working, but without this it's just I don't know, internal unit actually, and it only is able to show the internal temperature and humidity and clock and stuff like that, but nothing from the outside because it was relying on this thing. So let me clean this area, then open it further, and if I can actually fix it and make it power on, I will clean this even better and put epoxy on top of this. So I will make something, a glass like this, all the brittle and worn out and sun damaged one, from epoxy. If you are curious, this thing I think worked at 433 megahertz. Yep, that's about the standard frequency for stuff like this. So let's clean it up and open it up a bit more. It's opened up and I'm going to use some alcohol to clean the contacts on the display itself. This oscillator had its feet really close together, and something that almost looked like a bit of corrosion on it. So I spread them a bit, cleaned these contacts. Doesn't seem to be quite as bad in here as I thought. I was expecting a lot of corrosion and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe it's just a tiny bit in here that didn't let the display work, or it might be simply, I don't know, it's time to go and nothing that we can do about it. But as always on my channel, before throwing stuff away, at least we try to fix them. If it doesn't work, well, that's that. These rubbers are really nice. They conduct a voltage and a current only in a vertical direction, and they are separated on this direction. So they are perfect for going from a board to a display. They were used a lot back in the day. I'm not sure if they are used as much now. I think flex foils are a bit more widespread now, but don't quote me on that. That is just what I'm seeing. So let's put this back together in high speed and see if it works. In here we have the wireless part of this thing, a little antenna wire. I'm not sure if this also acts as an antenna. A separate oscillator and a few transistors, coils, resistors, capacitors, what not. We have voltage, ground and data. I'm going to put this also back together, and yeah, put some batteries in and see if anything different happens this time. This thing is working. Jesus, is it this hot in my workspace? At least the humidity is a bit lower than I'm used to, so we have that going for us, which is nice. But the temperature, oh no, that's way too much for being inside the house. So yeah, this thing actually needs just a decent cleaning to work again. So I'm going to quickly put it back together before I break some wires. We know for a fact that we do not want any of that. Oopsie, forgot to put in the useless piece of plastic that just went all the way in the wrong area, so we don't use wrong hole. If you know what I mean. Yeah, let's close this thing back up. It's up and running, and then we will seal this, which is perfect. Something that I did not anticipate, this thing heats up when it dries. It is affecting the LCD now, so I need to go put it in the freezer to make sure it doesn't heat even more than this, so it doesn't create permanent damage on the LCD. Although it seems to be going away, so probably most of the reaction already occurred because this is 5-minute epoxy. And yes, it will have bubbles. I didn't mix it the right way. I was a bit in a hurry. Do you think that I care? You can see through it, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, no heat problems anymore. So I'm going to let this thing properly dry now. And it's dry and fixed, and you can see through it. It has a few bubbles. Don't really care. I don't even look at this thing directly. I look at the internal unit, because this is at a level from the ground that I cannot really see it. So yeah, in my opinion, this is fixed, and if it will work for at least 10 more years, I'm happy. I know it won't, but anyway, I will get a bit more life out of it. So both items fixed. First one, that USB adapter, I don't really like its internal construction, so it will just be a backup, a really bad backup, but for one use, who knows when, yeah, whatever. And this thing fully functional. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching this repair video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.